The mutual noospheric avataric activation, noogenesis, occurs through a synchronized transmutation of the internal generator system, the chakras. The chakra, or mental generator, is to Velatropa 24 as the solar stellar field, heliocosm, is to the galaxy, and as the galaxy is to the universe. The galaxy is the main supplier to the star of plasmic energetics. Within the galaxy are different gases, spinning phenomena like quasars, quantars, and pulsars that actually supply types of plasmic information. From the galaxy, there is the galactic neighborhood that contains clusters of galaxies. The entire universe consists of countless galactic neighborhoods, representing every phase and variety of evolutionary development. We will describe this in greater detail in Chapter 12. By surrendering to the moment, we became absorbed and elevated into a plane of experience where the plasmatic involution of the universe is being experienced through the absolute dissolving to one being, so we could actually have an experience of a dissolved third-dimensional self. By attunement to the internal structure of the fourth-dimensional other, the third-dimensional dissolution triggers the hyperplasmic flows within the internal generator system. The fourth-dimensional self, as the consciousness experiencing the higher meditative states, rapture, ecstasy, bliss, exerts into greater intensity, transcending all the limits of what we might have thought possible, to the point where we experience a type of universal condition and state of being which seems to be at the very center of some kind of creative release of energy that is totally impersonal. It is this point that the noogenesis occurs. This was all foreseen. According to cosmic science, at the superhuman stage, our intentional thinking functions as its maximum level. We can no longer integrate impulses in the inferior triad. This means we can see with clarity the traces of our path as a trajectory of a higher dimensional command. At this point, personal history falls away. Because it is the closing of the cycle, and we are opening to the level of superhuman and the integration of the fifth dimensional, it was determined shortly after March 7, 1970, that the two twin soul archetypes be prepared for the closing of the cycle. The trajectories of their lives would take them to the point of realizing a sorcerer-apprentice relationship type. The goal of the apprenticeship is to succeed at the twin soul experiment. The twin soul phenomenon refers to the fifth dimensional pairing for the purpose of effecting a reharmonization of lower dimensional elements. This then will establish the pattern for the collective fulfillment of the superhuman before preparing for the following stage, the suprahuman. The pairing of the twin souls is a high-level planetary experiment that requires complete utilization of all the capacities and facilities of the human organism, and necessitates what is called a sexual pairing for the full attainment of this process. Through this process, the third, fourth, and fifth dimensionals come into complete union. This is a description of an avataric dynamic made conscious for the presentation to the world, so that nothing is hidden or secret about how the evolutionary shift is being engineered in a pair of transitional human archetypes. When we consider the cosmos as the sphere of consciousness, we see everything is always going to a higher level. Seemingly negative or destructive points may arise, so that karmic clearing can occur, resulting in a higher spiral of soul essence. The quality of all different experiences in the present life and in the karmic past lives brings us to the point where all of this can be understood. Science must address the whole being and whole nature, otherwise it is not valid. Everything that is taught, transmitted, and communicated has to be felt so it becomes useful and can be transformed into a positive and creative mode of our own character. This is the very essence of the evolutionary impulse. Cosmic science exists because at this very moment in time, our being is thirsting for direction to a new level of being, where we can realize our spiritual evolutionary potential. We will keep reviewing until we know that our internal plasmic unity is realizing electronic lines of force with plasmas that are also coming in from the poles of the Earth to create an interactive unit. The process of the plasma flows from the outer shell of the electromagnetic field into the innermost core. The plasmic unit we are creating is an independently interactive force field that establishes communication with the core of the Earth. Cosmic science, the law of time, and the 260 postulates exist so that we can construct a plasmic unity that involves the exercise of the totality of our being as a planetary whole order, a noospheric micro-unit. Through intentional alignment with the divine will, the plasma magnetic flows between the twin souls in great streams. The charged plasma radiates out universally, generating a noospheric entitization of a new holonomic vibratory structure, Homo noosphericus. Incorporated into receptive human minds, this brings about the mutation of the superhuman.